Good morning, everybody. At least it's morning for us. I don't know if it's morning for you while you're watching this, but my name is Doug Olberting, and I am a professor at Xavier University. I'm also a board member with the Flying Pig Marathon. And with me today is Frank DeHulius from Fleet Feet Cincinnati. He and his company have been longtime supporters of the pig, and if you've attended a Flying Pig Expo, you've seen Frank and his team virtually everywhere scurrying about. Also partnering with the pig is Team Kroger. Kroger has been a longtime supporter of the event. All events presented by PigWorks. So welcome, Aaron.
Good morning.
So today what we're going to do is discuss the business side of PigWorks and the parent organization of the Flying Pig Marathon, the Queen Bee Marathon, and the TQL Beer Series. So during my day job at Xavier University, I teach and study the business of sport. Every year I've conducted an economic impact study of the Flying Pig Marathon weekend and its $12 million annual impact on our community, which is a lot of returns for local hospitality, for community, for restaurants and shops in the area. And the Flying Pig Marathon is not only an economic driver, but it also creates global awareness for Cincinnati as a city which celebrates healthy lifestyles. So normally we would be gathering over the first weekend of May, but we have pivoted during the pandemic. This October weekend is traditionally the weekend for the Queen Bee Half Marathon and 4 Miler, but we are virtually celebrating all 3 races, including the Flying Pig and the UD14 and 7K. I should also note that we will have more than 12,000 people completing a virtual race this weekend. So congratulations to all of those finishers. We all wish we could be out with you at the finish line to congratulate you. So Aaron is the corporate affairs manager with the Kroger Company and also an accomplished marathoner. So welcome, Aaron.
Thank you. I don't know if I'd call it accomplished. I like to say I pay a lot for these races, and I like to take as long as I can to finish every one of them, just like soak up every minute of it.
Well, you accomplished the marathon, so we're going to call you accomplished. So Aaron, you're a marathon runner. Does it help that you and your colleagues share this passion for a healthy lifestyle when you make decisions on which events and activities to sponsor?
Yeah, so as you mentioned, I finished a few marathons. The half is by far my favorite length, so I will put that out there. And you know, it's really the thing that taught me personally that the food is fuel. So it's easy to eat what tastes good, and it's easy to just kind of load up on that junk food, especially now. I will say during pandemic times, I have been guilty of that more than once. But once you get out there, and you know, I got my run in this morning, and when you eat right and you treat your body well, it really does pay off. And part of our goal at Kroger is to feed the human spirit. So not just what you purchase in our stores, but how do you become a healthier person overall? And that's a big part of why we spend so much time with the Queen Bee and the Flying Pig and PigWorks overall.
So as you look to the future of corporate partnerships, what types of opportunities most interest you? And who is the target audience that you deal with, and what tactics do you use to reach them through sponsorship?
Sure. So Kroger in 2017 launched our Zero Hunger, Zero Waste initiative, which is our plan to end hunger in a community and eliminate waste as a company by 2025. So again, focusing on that healthy lifestyle, how do we get healthy food, not just food, but healthy food to everyone in the community? And then that other piece that's super important to us is the sustainability side. And the Flying Pig does such a great job with that every year, making it a super sustainable race, having those folks taking the trash items and the compostable items and really reducing the carbon of the race. So things like that speak to our corporate culture is really important for us whenever we evaluate a sponsorship moving forward.
Great. So Frank, with Fleet Feet Cincinnati and sponsor of PigWorks and also an accomplished marathoner. So welcome, Frank.
Thank you.
So how has the pandemic affected the sport of running in your business opinion?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. In a really roundabout way, the pandemic has increased the awareness of the activity and the sport of running. I think one of the best parts about running and walking for that matter is that it can be a stress reliever for people. It can be a way to clear your mind and a way to just get out for a period of time in the fresh air, and obviously in a lot of cases it's solo. So if you think about running from that perspective and COVID and the stress and everything that people have had to deal with, we have seen an increase in the amount of casual runners, people that have contacted us, come into our stores while we've been open, called us while we were closed and said, hey, I've taken up this thing where every day I just find myself running around my block or, walking the neighborhood to clear off the steam. And then it's an addicting, it's a great sport. And then from there, they're hooked.
And certainly I think that's one of these like sort of hidden, opportunities that more people, I know in my neighborhood, just opening the door and looking out, there are so many more people out being active, mostly because they're not as busy with their life and they have more time to exercise. So I think certainly as we emerge from the pandemic, there is an opportunity to activate some of these sort of new converts to running and fitness and everything. But the Flying Pigs Youth Program has been sort of a national model for marathons to sort of engage kids and sort of teach them the benefits of running. And Fleet Feet has been very involved in getting kids up and running. So what are some tips for other companies who might want to help support healthy lifestyles for kids and to sponsor events and races?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, we at Fleet Feet, we believe that every kid, every child should at minimum have access to footwear to go out and run. And running is sort of the base of every sport, whether you end up playing basketball or football or whatever else. Running is involved in that. So we've taken it personally to ensure that running was accessible, extremely accessible to the youth of Cincinnati and really Southwest Ohio. So we work with several great organizations, namely obviously PigWorks and all the great events there to make sure that we're supporting all the local schools. Things as simple as running routes from the school, making sure that the kids are staying properly hydrated and they're aware of, listening to their body, nutritionally and getting them making good habits at a young age. So there's a lot of stuff to do with kids because, they're sponges and they want to learn. It's undeniable when you see them go out for their first run, whether it's just around the track at school or, they love the sport. It's addictive. They like to do it with their friends. So we want to continue to do everything we can, make sure that every child has access to footwear. And we do that in several ways.
Right. And back to you, Aaron, I have a question. As you look at the partnership between PigWorks and Kroger, what is it about that partnership that you feel makes the sponsorship program so successful for Kroger?
Well, one of my favorite things is that we get our Kroger food into the mouths of runners, both on the course and then at the end. We donate a lot of food for the folks to kind of keep going as they're running. And really touching that important age demographic, especially with the Queen Bee. We know it's a lot of women who are running since it's a female targeted race. And we know that a lot of women make the grocery decisions, at least in the Cincinnati-Dayton area. So it's super important for us to support something that is important to people, throughout our region. And again, getting that great Kroger food into the mouths of runners.
Great. And then also, Frank, another question for you. Can you talk about some of the ways that Fleet Feet has sort of activated the Flying Pig sponsorship? So obviously, we're not just putting your logos on all of our stuff, and I'm sure that's not what you're paying for. What are some of the creative ways that Fleet Feet has activated the sponsorship with PigWorks?
Sure. Yeah, we're really proud of the two main sponsorships or ways that we've partnered with the Flying Pig. And it's worth saying that we took our time kind of backing into these two because they were important to me from the get-go. The first one is, the training programs to us are the heart and soul of Fleet Feet. The world may see us as a retailer, but I'm sure if you guys have been to our stores, on a Saturday morning or a weeknight, you see our runners and those runners, those training groups, and they wouldn't be what they are without our partnership with the Flying Pig and the PigWorks. So we're proud to be the official training program sponsor of the Flying Pig. And what that entails is, we have roughly 1,500 unique individuals that train with us a year for all the different PigWorks events. And, that is almost like a separate business for us, but, to activate that on, 3 times a week basis, bring the people together. Now, of course, we're actively working on how to do that responsibly going forward. But that's one of the most exciting ways that we partner with the Flying Pig. And then the other one for us is I think is very unique, is that, at the core, Fleet Feet is a retail store and a retail company, and the Flying Pig has an incredible brand. And for us, the not just the merchandise, but people want to associate themselves with great brands. And we think that the Flying Pig is one of those. So we're the official retail and footwear sponsor of the Flying Pig in the running specialty world. So we're one of the only places, or the only place in Cincinnati to purchase Flying Pig, official Flying Pig and PigWorks merchandise outside of their own website. And we love that because of course it drives traffic, but people really love to sport, as we all are, the Flying Pig gear and the mugs and everything else that goes along with it. So those two are fun. People love coming in. It's always a promotion during the holidays. People love buying it that time of year. So it tells that story year round. And so between those two, those are our favorite ways to activate with the Flying Pig.
Great. And then finally, our last question back to you, Aaron. Kroger is an important part of the Cincinnati business community. It's one of the sort of, the Mount Rushmore of Cincinnati businesses for sure. And there are so many events out there, locally and regionally. So why is it important for Kroger to sponsor a community event like the Flying Pig when there are so many things out there that you could spend your promotional licensing and sponsorship dollars on?
Sure. First, apologies because my cat is making her own debut in Zoom. Either she sits next to me and yells, or she sits on my lap and is in the video. So apologies on that one. So great question. There are so many things to support in the community, and we have to make really strategic, thoughtful decisions with our sponsorship dollars. The Flying Pig has just been such a big part of Cincinnati. I moved here in 2008, and when I first started interacting with the Flying Pig, it was actually as a producer for Channel 5, and I would sit at the end of the race and watch everybody finish. And there's just something special in the city about that weekend, and really great replication with the Queen Bee weekend. And it's just something that you can't help but to be a part of. So it's been a wonderful partnership. We love the folks at PigWorks, and we're just so excited to be part of the big community event.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much. Aaron and Frank, I want to thank you so much for giving us some of your time this morning. And also to thank you so much for your support of PigWorks and all of the events, including the Flying Pig and the Queen Bee and everything else that's going on. We wish you the best during this season and hope that you all stay safe, and can't wait to see you all at the finish line sometime in the very near future. So thank you very much.